ARP, the ultimate fasteners available for your entire car. 25% stronger than grade 8 hardware. Race car strength and show car looks. ARP makes serious bolts for serious applications. When failure is not an option, it's ARP. Shop the largest Canadian inventory of ARP at JB's Power Center in Edmonton and Calgary at the guaranteed lowest prices. Or shop online at jbspowercenter.com.
This is the Drift Logic podcast, bringing you the drivers, their builds, and the raw behind-the-scenes action of drifting in the Pacific Northwest.
Drift Logic is brought to you by the BCDA and Spec-D.
Hey, this is Jared Deanda, the voice of Formula Drift, and we'd like to present to you the official Canadian Licensing Partner Series, Spec-D and BCDA Drift Series.
Built on the leading edge of safety technology, ZAMP offers a wide selection of helmets that can be customized to your taste. With tons of additional safety gear all built to the highest quality and safety standards, ZAMP racing equipment ensures your safety. Cutting-edge looks, value-priced, and safety, that's ZAMP. Get your ZAMP racing gear at JB's Power Center in Edmonton or Calgary, or online at jbspowercenter.com.
The most powerful thing here isn't made from iron and steel, but a partnership forged from collaboration, commitment, and sustainable solutions ensuring your success. At SMS Equipment, we are more than superior machines. We are the people behind them. The people beside you today and every day. Because the right partnership makes everything possible.
JB's was built in Alberta, the province with oil in its veins and horsepower in its heart. Founded more than 50 years ago by Jim Bell. Jim created JB's with an undying passion for making vehicles look and perform better. To this day, we still strive to provide the best range of aftermarket parts, including complete engine assemblies, performance parts, truck accessories, car audio, and remote starters. With a huge selection and a full team of enthusiasts, JB's Power Center has been an obvious choice for decades. JB's Power Center, parts for enthusiasts by enthusiasts.
Welcome everybody to Agassiz Speedway. Welcome to Spec-D Round 3. We've just finished up Friday practice and things are heating up early. Friday night practice, and the weekend is off to a competitive start. McDonald seems to be on top form once again, of course most recently winning round 2, and looks to be after more of the same here at round 3. Alex Steins is another driver to keep your eyes on this weekend. The Deadbeat Speed Shop driver off to a phenomenal start on Friday night. Is another driver who's caught our attention earlier on, with being the only non-V8 powered car in competition this weekend. We all have to cheer for Dario that little bit more. Hometown heroes definitely showing hometown comfort. Clinton Renault was on it from the word go this afternoon, and he looks like to be one of the top threats for the podium this weekend. Tight track, big action, only sends in the forecast. This one's going to be rowdy. You're going to want to stay tuned to the stream to see how this one pans out. We'll see you there. Hello, what's up? How's it going, everybody? And welcome to beautiful Agassiz in Mission. Oh, that's not Mission Raceway, that's next. This is beautiful Agassiz in British Columbia. We're here for round 3 of the Spec-D Drift Series. Starting her up with qualifying. We got a new driver making their Spec-D debut here. This is Josh Wines coming up from the the BCDA Grassroots Series, making the venture into pro competition here today. So Josh, welcome to Spec-D. And the Fish Racing Tech G35. This is Josh Weens. Let's see what he's got for us. Andrew, Josh Weens, of course, coming from the BCDA Grassroots side. Very good competitor over there. Excited to see him in pro?
Yes, Josh. He's stepped it up a lot last year, and he was a very competitive driver in a Grassroots series. I think getting 1 or 2 podiums last year, actually.
Excellent.
And now bringing the same car a little refreshed with a couple new things into Spec-D, so I'm excited to see what he can do. He says he's got it figured out. I was talking to him before the run, and he's got it figured out the last couple laps, so let's see what he can do.
Excellent. Well, we're throwing him in here in the deep end as he is up first, our first qualifying driver. Of course, all 9 drivers will have 2 non-consecutive runs to try and impress our panels of judges. Let's see what Josh Weens has for it first time. Rolling up through the gears. Nice initiation past the 3 standing close. Nice and high on the bank. Good commitment and stays up there for Josh Weens so far. Now moving it into that second touch and go. Hits it, quits it, it's a little bit left on the board. Sloppy transition here into that second outer zone, but now filling it, Josh Weens with his best run of the afternoon so far. Nice little wall drag to boot as we come up around the final corner of the course, filling that outside zone. Agassiz, put your hands together in a clapping motion for Josh Weens. Andrew, that's a fantastic first run. Welcome to Spec-D Pro, Josh.
I mean, my goodness, talk about, usually people get a little nervous for their first run in pro competition, but Josh, taking all of those nerves and putting them right into the gas pedal, he throttled that thing right through the bank like it was just a second gear little turn. No fear at all, right up against that wall. We'll see if we can get a replay here. Here we go, instant replay. Josh Weens off the line, aggressive, moving fast. Managing that chicane really well, taking a low approach, coming into the wall, big flick for Josh, right into that zone right away, staying all the way up at the wall, little bobble on angle there, but for the most part consistent, shallow into this outside zone too, but transitioning well into the second half of this course. Josh Weens filling out that outside zone 3 and inside clip really well. Here we go, last corner for Josh. Little shallow to start, but finishes it, the last half of it, all the way out there to that outside line. Tony, you impressed?
Very impressed. As I mentioned during the run, I think that was Josh's best run of the day, and this is exactly what you wanted, right, for qualifying run too. So now he doesn't even have to waste time with the banker lap. That's a really good qualifying score, and it looks like our panel of judges agree. A 74 for Josh Wiens on his first go at it, so let's see if he can get up into an 80.
So what do you think, from your perspective, where do you think Josh could have improved to get into that 80? For someone new watching drifting, what improvements could he have made? Obviously, there's a bit of a bobble on the bank, but besides that, was there anything you noticed?
I think just a little cleaner execution overall. I mean, he hit all the right spots. I think in between time is probably where he lost those points. Maybe not fully committed to that throttle, maybe just had to make one too many steering adjustments. But for first go at it, Josh Wiens, you can't really be picking that apart too much, as our judges agree with a score of 74. They're in a much better mood today than they were at round 2. Obviously, they're dry and in the sunshine, but here we go. Coming up next, this is Hans Loos. He is on the loose once again. Nice snappy initiation for Hans here, working his way up the bank. We see him a little bit mid to low here, but now starting to work it out as we hit that first touch and go. Nice job here for Hans, getting that Corvette rotated into that second outer zone. It fills it all there. Let's see how it goes across the inner clip. Very good job here for Hans so far. Now just has to keep it clean across that last outer zone. A little bit over the line, but a very impressive run for Hans Loos as well.
These pros are really making quick work of this Agassiz track. It is cool seeing him move through this little quarter bank, but let's see what Hans Loos does. Quick through the chicane, aggressive running through the gears with a huge flick up into the first outside zone. Shallow entry, but managing to get his wheel into the zone for the second half of it. Great into that second outside zone, a little deeper than Josh was. How does he do transitioning? A little bit of a slowdown, but getting into it exactly when he needed to and leaving it even better. Great transition for Hans Loos here into these last two zones, keeping a consistent line, dropping one wheel, unfortunately, in that last outside zone. But overall, Hans Loos, great performance. Do you think he'll top Josh?
I think that has all the ingredients to possibly take first place qualifying away so far. We did see this driver in round 1 at Rad Torque Raceway, of course, had some issues with the torque tube. Basically, that nice little fancy, unique part to the Corvette just failed on him. So very excited to see what Hans will have for us in competition today. And judging by that qualifying run, looking like everything is running top spec and looking good. And he doesn't better the score, so a score of 70. A score of 70 for Hans Loos. So Josh Wiens sitting on top of the leaderboard for his first day in Spec-D.
Not bad, hey?
Not at all.
Not at all. Wiens Electric. Fish Tech Racing G35, Josh Wiens doing a great job out here. But Hans Loos doing a really good job, but it shows, I guess, that one wheel drop, the tire drop there in that last outside zone. Judges weighing heavily on that, or I guess demeriting heavily on that.
Yeah, just a small little few bobbles there, but again, it could just be another banker run. Just make sure you get that first score in. That's very important today, and then try to chase that higher score for the second run. Next driver on the line, this is Dario Reddick in the beautiful JZ-powered FD RX-7, your only non-V8 car in competition here this weekend. So if you saw the little cool promo piece on the end, we got to cheer from that little bit louder. Of course, big fan of V8s myself, and not really at all. But hey, can't argue with the proof in the pudding. But here we go, Dario Reddick coming out of the start gate pretty strong, building up that speed in that vehicle. Nice snappy initiation for Dario Reddick. Kind of a... As we say that, a little bit of a struggle getting into that first zone. Dario kind of has to take it a little bit slower here, making sure to navigate the whole course, hit all those marks and be exactly where he needs to be as we come across that first inside clip. Dario now massaging the car in that last outside zone across the line. Jay-Z singing in appreciation. If you guys love it in the building, make some noise online, send some chats about it, and we'll throw it over to Andrew.
My goodness, let's see Dario go. No wasting of time here. Dario with a big flick initiation. Unfortunately, biting off a little more than he can chew. That car really gripped up and driving down the bank outside of that zone, but managing to stay out there and getting out to outside zone 2 and 3 here. Dario laying on the throttle here, coming into this transition, knows exactly where it needs to be, just missing those clips. And the last half of this track, dialed for Dario. Is that what we call him? Dialed Dario?
Dialed in like Dario, possibly. One of the things that we were talking about in that last replay as well, you can kind of see bit of an awkward slowdown for Dario as he comes off the bank, just maybe not too sure of his footing in there. So I think a little bit left on the table for Dario in that one. But again,
Looks like
could just be...
needs to pull a little more grip out, a little more grip out of it.
Just a little bit more, just a little bit more. So again, could just be getting that safe qualifying score in. The score of 69 puts him in third for right now. But hey, pretty good start for Dario, and I think he'll be pretty happy with that. Next driver on the line, this is Mr. Alex Steins. Stunt guy by trade, break dancer by night, drift car driver in between time. And very excited to see what Alex Steins has for us. Quite the showing. Round one, if you remember, all the way back in Rad Torque Raceway. Pretty fantastic result for him, his best result in Spec-D. And I know he'd like to see if he can go one step higher here this afternoon. Of course, that would be a victory.
I think, yeah, it's from talking to Alex today, he's feeling really good. He wasn't too happy with his last two qualifying runs, or his last two practice runs, but that was chasing. So we'll see how he does in the lead. But again, you talked about this last time. Will this benefit him leading or doing chases at the end?
So
of
here we go, Alex Steins with the clean air up front. Huge snappy initiation for Alex Steins. Gets up into the wall and stays up in it. This is a beautiful job from Alex Steins. Riding a little bit of the left foot brake to slow it down. Now hits and quits that touch and go. Lines up that second outer zone. Alex Steins absolutely on rail, dialed in like a laser unit right now. As we finish up the course here, Alex Steins, well, says goodbye to one of our clipping points there. And across the line, like to give a big shout out to Mr. Malcolm Brown, of course, spotting for Alex Steins this weekend. Malcolm, of course, involved in, numerous amount of programs in everybody's spotter business. Big love for Malcolm, so nice to see him out here this weekend. Let's go to the replay and see how Alex Stein gets on.
Here we go, Alex tipping it in and very aggressively, putting almost his entire car through that whole outside zone 1 on the bank, and then filling outside zone 2 really well, transitioning, losing no speed into this outside zone 3, which judges are looking to see these drivers keep their momentum through this track, even where it looks like it tightens up. We don't want a big slowdown from drivers, and Alex showing us exactly what the judges were asking for. I think that might be what our top run here today. Alex with that outstanding first outside zone, getting him an 85, putting him right on top of the leaderboard. Great start for Alex Steins. No safe runs for him. He said, I want that top spot and to keep it.
All the business, and I think that really shows in the style score too, scoring full marks. So first run heater out of the box. You can't want more from Alex Steins, and I think that you said it the best, Andrew. I think that has definitely put him up into first place so far. I think our drivers are going to have to work pretty hard if they want to outscore an 85 from Alex Steins. Next driver up here, this is Angus Uhas, one of your BC local drivers in that C5 Corvette. Been having problems through practice. You can kind of hear the unique engine note of this vehicle, something with the injector harness basically backing out, not letting it run on 8 cylinders. But judging on his last practice runs, things were looking pretty good for Angus. So
I got a big double thumbs up and a huge smile from Angus right before qualifying. They fixed his car, it sounds like. So We'll see how he does here.
I know this young gentleman can send it, and we've been excited to see him send it. Absent from Spec-D qualifying for, Spec-D rounds for a little bit, just, a few problems with the program, but very happy to see him locally here. And let's see what Mr. Angus has for us here. Run up to the gears, that beautiful Chevy Corvette. Initiates from a long way back, gets that one outside tire into that outer zone. Like to see him a little bit higher, but right now, Angus Uhas is on track and making a pass, and that is what we need to see. Coming through the middle of the track, picking up the speed as we come across that first inside clip. Now filling that last outer zone. Look at the commitment for Angus Uhas here, really throwing on the angle and the smoke machine. Out like a light, but hey, nice start for Angus Uhas here.
Yeah, not bad start for Angus at all. He's going to be happy with that run, getting a score on the board. A little bit of an early initiation from Angus, unfortunately, or just a little bit low, not getting himself sucked up into that first outside zone. But coming into the infield, Angus really starts dialing it on here with a solid transition into this third outside zone. And then through this little keyhole, you could say, to the bathrooms, Angus starting to really find his line there, filling out these last two outside zones really well. The Corvette looks like he fixed his problem.
Yeah, and it looks like a very nice vehicle too. Super low, can't really fit your feet under it. I like the way that Angus is driving towards the end of the course there. That little flick of angle extra as he comes out wound across the line. That was pretty nice. As our Angus Juhasz scores a 59 for Angus there. So a little bit of room to improve on his second run, but hey, pretty good first run, and he is in the show with that one. Next driver on the line in the Hard Knock Stunt S13. This is, of course, Gaston Morrison, running on 8 cylinders, but 0 hours of sleep. Gaston's making it happen. One of my favorite drivers in the field. Just a nice gentleman every time you get a chance to talk to him. And, man, one heck of a driver behind the wheel, too. So let's see what Gaston has in store for us. Of course, scored a podium at this round last year, so very comfortable with this track, and I think that's going to show in his first qualifying run here as we get the all clear to send Gaston off the line.
He may be the most tired, but the most warmed up. He's been driving all night, too.
That's right. So here we go. Out of the gate and full charge. Gaston throws it in. Throws a little bit more angle at the wall, and look at that early throttle commitment for Gas here. Very nice job here. Slows the car down in the right spot. Good rotation of angle to fill out this second outer zone. We pick him up now across that inside clip. A little bit off here. And now into that third and now final outer zone. Little bit off through those last 2 zones, but what I really like about Gaston's driving here, very smooth, very committed. You see him not really sawing away at the steering angle and just kind of makes that transition and makes it stick.
Yeah, Gaston, he's been driving this car for a lot of time, and he's kind of figured out exactly how he wants it to be set up, and you can see that exactly what you're saying in his steering input. Once Gaston locks into the corner, his steering wheel doesn't really move. It's just all throttle, and it just works really well. This car looks like he was really pedaling it through this infield here. Maybe needing to... Yeah, it just doesn't seem like he's fully on the throttle pedal until this last outside corner. So not sure if he's got some gearing issues or needs to play with pressures a bit, but not a bad run at all for Gaston. Definitely a good score on the board for him.
I think maybe what it would lack in overall style flair, it definitely made up for in commitment. Like I said, not a lot of adjustments to the vehicle. Our judges seem to agree as well. 71 for Gaston Morrison.
Great
number
start.
109 with a score of 71. So here we go. Next driver online, your current championship leader of Carlton McDonald in the nitrous outlet Ford Mustang. And I'm not going to be shy about it. One of my favorite vehicles in the field. Of course, Carlton been plugging away in Spec-D competition for quite a number of years, but season 26, it could be his. Everything so far has been going his way. Just needs to get a nice qualifying run in here. And I think very important for Carlton as well, would definitely like to get that first place qualifying so he can lead for the rest of the day. You definitely don't want to get caught up chasing. But I mean, all of the drivers in the field too, I think would all give you a good lead run. But you want to win it by miles. So you want to qualify first, get event first, and I think that's what Carlton may be aiming for.
Let's come back to this conversation a little bit, because I was talking to some drivers earlier, and I'm curious if it's better to lead or chase maybe.
So here we go. Carlton off the line. Nitrous outlet Ford Mustang. Huge snappy initiation for Carlton. Look at that. Right as the zone begins, Carlton gets it in. Little bit of left foot brake ride just to fill out the zone. Now going through that touch and go. Carlton McDonald absolutely on a sick one right now. Little bit off that second outer zone. Let's see if he picks it up past that second inside clip as we go into those final 2 outer zones. Look at the adjustments. No adjustments in the vehicle. All smooth, all deadly, all killer, no filler for Carlton McDonald.
Woo! Talk about a committed run there. You were right saying he wants that P1 qualifier. Look at him go here. Huge chuck into that first outside zone. I mean, he started at 20 feet early and ended at about 50 feet too late. It was perfect. Carlton riding the entire outside bank into this inside or the infield here with a ton of speed and commitment. Great transition into the last part of this course. Carlton filling all the zones with all the commitment and angle you could ever want out of a drift car. This Mustang, man, does he make it look good.
Beautiful job there from Carlton McDonald, and judging by our judges and seeing all of the writing that they're doing on their pads, I think they agree. I'm just going to hazard a guess here.
So I'm curious. So I did talk to Jamie in the pits earlier, and do you remember when we saw Jamie spin in practice on that second run? He said he ran out of tire. So I'm curious. I mean, in Jamie's car, absolutely smoking out the tires. But I'm curious if maybe someone's going to try to chase first or score a little lower just to see if they can, someone like Jamie, so that he can conserve tires for when he's in the lead. I don't know. I might be overthinking it. I'm just always thinking, you know.
You'll get a good example of what Andrew is talking about this next run, as Jamie Tedesco is our next driver on the line in the Living Legends E-Factory BMW E46. Quite the monster LS setup under most of the hood here in this vehicle. And Carlton McDonald, a score of 88, sits atop the leaderboard. Carlton McDonald, a score of 88. 382 scores 88, so unofficially leading qualifying. Alex Sainz, of course, with an 85 in second. But right now, our attention turns to the Living Legends driver of Jamie Tedesco.
Can we get our first
the Alberta
90?
curse followed him back to BC, so hopefully he can shake that off here. He really gets down at this track, and if you guys like tire smoke, have I got a treat in store for you. Courtesy, of course, of Zestino Tires Canada and Mr. Jamie Tedesco. As we come out the starting line and up through the gears, here we go. It's time to get rowdy for Jamie Tedesco. Big snappy initiation for Jamie Tedesco. All loud pedal. Look at that. The smoke trail starting to form off the back of that vehicle. This gentleman is absolutely on kill mode right now. Ooh, further extending that second outside zone, and you can see, judging by the smoke trail, it is thick. As Jamie Tedesco, one last kill at it. All on the throttle pedal. Jamie Tedesco blowing the metaphorical roof off this place, Andrew.
And there goes the Alberta curse that he thought followed him. My goodness. Goes right there with the roof of this place. Jamie Tedesco absolutely smoking the place out. We can't even see the track anymore. Here we go. Huge initiation. Stepping on the throttle. Takes him a second to get into it, but filling that hole, or the last 80% of that outside zone 1. A little bit of a handbrake getting into outside zone 2, but not really a slow up. Here we go. Transitioning through that third outside zone. Great job from Jamie Tedesco. All throttle here through the second half of the track, managing to keep it at angle and all the way into those zones. I'm running out of words here. That was
crucially out of the piano fingers there.
Yes. Jamie almost playing the piano.
There we go. What we're referring to is there's some loading bays on the infield there. They're basically cement grass. If you picked up one of those, you'd pull yourself a Shaddy Morose pretty quick, so you kind of don't want to hit the Shatapult. The BC edition. Big shout out to Shaddy, wherever you are. You're always catching heats for that one. Your favorite driver's favorite driver, Shaddy Morose, of course. An 81 for Jamie Tedesco.
Jamie.
Wow, these judges feeling generous today. A little bit of sunshine and no rain,
Yeah,
and suddenly these guys are approachable once
They
again.
didn't have to drive 13 hours out to judge this weekend, and they're getting all friendly with
I like
the
how
scores.
locked in they are, too. No reaction from them either.
Nothing. They can hear everything we're saying, and they don't care about it. I'm going to start
time.
driving if these are the scores you guys are giving out. My goodness.
Speaking of business time, we have Clinton Renault. Now, Clinton Renault sitting 4th in points overall, has a chance to possibly sneak up in here. If it works his way, he could take the event win, and it would really help his championship hopes. But let's see with Clinton Renault as we come in. Hometown hero, still got the sombrero in the car, so it's party time. Vamos, Clinton, right up against the wall in the 240 SXT, of course, Turbo LS going to work under the hood here. Wow, look at Clinton Renault, nice wide arc here. Very good job. Has to take it a little bit easier coming into that second outer zone. But Clinton Renault absolutely on a sick one right now. Here popping and banging away here as we finish that outer zone. Clinton has looked dialed right here all weekend long, and it looks to be the same for his first qualifying run.
Clinton watched, Clinton watched Jamie goes and said, I'll raise you an 81 here. Look at this. Clinton with an aggressive initiation, getting himself a little too deep, tapping that wall, but staying in it. Full throttle and full commitment. Clinton getting into this outside zone 2 with a ton of angle and not slowing down at all. Through this outside zone 3 into the infield. Great transition through the figure 8 here by Clinton, making it deep, maybe a little shallow on that 4th outside zone, but the 5th one filling it out really well. Clinton showing us why it's his home track. How we got Jordan up here. Jordan, how long has Clinton been driving Agassiz for? 6 years? 7 years. Clinton, 7 years. He drove it before.
Well, I'd say that was pretty more than half decent.
2019, yeah.
Hometown here makes the noise for Clinton Renault as he steps out of his vehicle.
Yeah. I'm saying, probably 2015, Clinton's. Yeah, so 2015, Clinton. Almost 11 years out of this track. That took longer to figure out than we thought.
76 for Clinton Renault, a 76 for Clinton Renault. So very good qualifying score for him. He's got to be pretty happy with that. And we are right back to where we started. Our 9 drivers in the field. All killers, no fillers here. Everybody has been stepping up for the challenge and very excited to see what we have here. So Josh Ween sitting in 5th place. Not too bad for your first day at Spec-D Pro. Let's see what he has for run number 2. If he took it easy that first one, we will see. So Fish Racing Tech G35, Ween's electric. He was electric on that first run. Let's see if he can be shocking on this second as Josh Ween's getting ready to go here in the lightly modified G35 with a VQ with an exhaust leak. Just kidding, it's V8 powered. But here we go, off the line, and Josh running it up through the gears. Nice snappy initiation for Josh Weens. Has to throw some big angle at it, but has to step back out of it. Oh, and as we step out of it, he bails, and he's going to shut her down there. But you know what? A score of 75 on his first run, not too bad. So as we take a look at the JB's Power Center replay here, we can probably see where the issues begin for Josh Weens. Very clean off the line, no stresses here. I think these really begin here as he starts to snap the car back into angle. You can kind of see has a nice nasty flick at it, but as he gets into angle, the car gets over-rotated on him, and he starts to have to back it out of it. And I think right where he chose to adjust that angle, kind of washes that front axle out, and that is a wrap there.
Brake bit on him, a little too hard.
But that's okay.
Good attempt.
Like we mentioned, his first qualifying run of 75 puts him in the show in 5th place right now. That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. And I'll be honest, Josh Ween's not a big smiler, so he's been smiling a lot this weekend, so that's good to see. We're happy to see Josh Ween's happy. But who do we got up here next? The Loose. Mr. Hans Loose.
Furthest update I have on Hans Loose 2 still has his truck keys, so that's good.
Hey.
If you're with us at round 1, not only did he break the torque tube, he also lost the keys to his tow vehicle, so it was a very unpleasant trip to lovely Edmonton, Alberta, which by my understanding is under a lot of rain right now. So hey guys, we have sunshine here. Sorry boys.
That's why they call it beautiful BC, Tony.
That's right. So bad day to be a roofer or a plumber in Edmonton, but great day to be a drift fan because we got the live stream coming to you. So hopefully you're above water watching it. So hello to everybody back home. Hope you guys are doing good. Shout out to Kaylin and the cats. We'll be home tomorrow. Chester, it's not dinner time yet, but I'm sure if you ask Mom nicely, she might feed you a little extra. So speaking of a little extra, Hans Loose gets a second qualifying run, which is not extra. It's actually the mandated amount, but hey, that's okay. Here we go. Hans Loose off the line, looking good in this Chevy Corvette. You're my boy, Blue. Here we go. Nice job for Hans Loose. Gets a little bit of the Corvette up into the wall. Has to brag it down a bit. But, man, it was exciting to start. Cleaning up the second half of the run here. Hans Loose absolutely on a tear right now.
What a save.
Came out swinging for that first qualifying spot. Really wanted it. I think he's going to have to settle with second and below. But the later half of this run, super impressive work by Hans Loose. Just got a little bit too friendly with that wall early on.
My goodness, talk about, he wanted that top spot. These guys really want this 90-point qualifying run. Let's see what Hans does to try and get there with a huge initiation, getting himself a little into those marbles. A little bit of a tap. Hans, though, saving the run for the most part. Getting into this outside zone 2. It's kind of throwaway for Hans, knowing his first run's going to, no matter what, be better, but he gets some good practice in here. Through the infield, out to those bathrooms, just pouring on the angle. Hans looking at making these Corvettes look good. Whether it's a C5 or a C6, Hans Loose gets loose in him. The old Netanyahu, Hans Loose, getting crazy.
Yeah, right. Wait for our lovely judges. So 63 for Hans Loose on that second run. Definitely doesn't better his score on the first run, but like you mentioned, all to play for here for Hans Loose, and I think he's going to be quite a component to this competition later on. So hello, drones. Goodbye, drone. You got work to do. As we got Mr. Dario Reddick coming up next. Kazusha Auto Works. Apex Style House Fuel Lab. Beautiful FDRX7, of course, made even better with Jay-Z noises. Love watching this driver progress here, but he was a phenomenal round 2 in the rain. Now we're back here in the dry conditions here at Agassiz, and his car seems to really favor those conditions. But, man, really excited to see what he has on the line for the second run. Luckily, we don't got to wait line because the light's out, and here we go. As Dario Reddick coming up through the gears. Listen to that Jay-Z sing here. Big snappy initiation for Dario here. Dario leaves it on the limiter for the bank. Nice adjustment for that touch and go. Listen to him hitting the footwork. Very good into that second outer zone, past the first inside clip. Dario Reddick with all of the ingredients of a killer qualifying run here. And across the line on full tilt, Dario Reddick might be coming for that first place score.
That thing is fast. Talk about a rocket ship. Dario in this 2JZ powered FDRX7. Let's see what he does here, rolling through the gears with a massive flick initiation right into that outside zone 1, taking a little bit to get all the way up there, but he does by the end of it, floating it out into this outside zone 2. How does he do transitioning into this infield? Really well by Dario. Now he's lighting off the tires into the bathroom corner. Dario keeping his distance from the wall, making sure he does it. He doesn't want to write off his car in qualifying, but great run from Dario. Really aggressive and very calculated.
I'm really loving the arc coming off the bank into that touch and go for Dario there. That's a really nice piece of driving there, and
he seems to keep it. Keep it up really high in that coming from 1 to 2. There's no like dive into the second outside zone. Seems
one of the things
traceable.
you mentioned a little earlier, would you rather lead or chase first?
Yeah.
I would definitely like to chase Dario first because it looks like he's got those lead runs really down, and obviously goes without saying you're going to have a great chase with a great lead. And look at that. So I think the judges just kind of taking a look at that to see if that was a little bit over the line or not. I mean, hey, I'm not a judge. I like the rotation, but it ain't up to me. Lovely, our expert panel of judges here, Mr. Galen Norman, Brian Topping, and Ian Fournier. That's for them to discuss and decide. So Ian's impressed. He was happy.
Ian's
I don't know. You're just impressed? Happy?
Ian, you want to break down the run
Possibly
for us?
not impressed nor happy.
No, we have grumpy judges. We thought they were happy today because of the sunshine, but
too much sun now.
Too much sun.
It's a hard life of the drifting judge, of course. You got to get them exactly the right temperature, and now 3 rounds of trying, we still haven't found it, but we'll get him right. They would just like to complain, would they? No. So as we wait our score for Dario Reddick, we see Mr. Alex Steins warming up in the burnout box. 76 for Dario Reddick, 76 for Super Dario. Right on, not too bad, not too bad. Of course, we talked a lot in the first 2 rounds about tire warm-up. Should be pretty equally important here. One of the interesting things I heard in the pits too, pay attention to the tire pressures that a lot of these drivers are using. So of course, we're on an oval track. That means the left side of your car travels farther than your right side. Can't give too much of the homework away, but that could probably impact why the tire pressures differ from left to right. So pretty nice little fun fact there. Put it down in your drifter notebook.
Yeah, there you go. Also, what some guys will do is on the left tire, they'll run a little toe out so that their car likes to climb up the bank and stay up there rather than drive down it. But
like we said,
if you're a man and you want to drive fast, you keep the toe in and just...
toe in and foot in it. All of these things can apply to Alex Steins as we come off the line and up through the gears. Woo! Very nice snappy initiation for Alex Steins. Starts up on the bank and stays up on the bank. Line that left foot brake just to set him up in that touch and go. Very good job for Alex Steins so far. Second outer zone picture perfect as we come across the first inside clipping point. Now picking up the 4th and final outside zone for Alex Steins. You can see the smoke on the back of the vehicle. You can hear it in the throttle. Fully committed run for Alex Steins.
Alex really telling me he wanted P1 in qualifying. I think all these guys do, let's be honest, but Alex showing that he really wants it with this initiation, lighting the tires off halfway down the straight, sucking right up into that bank again. Little left foot brake, keeping him there, floating it right out to outside zone 2, dropping for sure 1, maybe 2 tires. Judges taking a closer peek at it here, but through this outside zone 3, a massive flick for Alex out into the bathroom wall, almost dragging it, filling this last outside zone, not lifting for a second. Zero hesitation for Steins.
Drivers are really taking some gambles with that touch and go as we come off the bank. They're getting it really deep. I like how they're entering into that zone a little earlier, and it's kind of making that nice wide arc too. Should be fun to chase, but you got to be very careful of how you position your car in the chase position. Very easy point to get choked out. But hey, qualifying, don't got to worry about it. But of course, it's still got to be a chaseable lead run at the end of the day. I don't think in the territory of unchaseable lead run for Alex Steins, like we said, that arc off the bank kind of matched Dario, where it's really nice, very dangerous.
Yeah.
That's just kind of exciting, isn't it?
It is very exciting to see. It's a different approach, like you're saying. We see a couple different people trying a couple different ways to transition from 1 to 2 here. But
well, our judges didn't agree. 59 for Alex Steins, so we'll have to go back and. What's interesting is we're going to have another practice session before competition here tonight, so a good chance to maybe catch up with our judges and see what they're looking for coming off the bank here. As here we go, talking about looking for something off the bank. Angus Uhas is looking to increase his score, and I think he's got the component in here. Hoping for a heater for Angus here. Let's go off the line. Corvette looking low, sounding mean. Slower handbrake initiation for Angus Uhas here. Hear him bobble on the bank here, trying to get it back into motion. It's definitely not going to be the prettiest run for him. But happily for Angus right now, it is a lot better of a weekend than how it started out yesterday for him. As he comes across the line, probably not going to outscore his first run, but kept it out of trouble and kept all 4 wheels on the wagon, importantly.
Yeah, it looks like Angus just struggling a little bit to get his car into drift here on this first outside zone. Let's see what he does, Angus. Big flick, just need a little more speed maybe. Handbrake pull a little too long, but maybe he's still struggling with initiating a little early, but let's see what he does into outside zone 2 here, managing to fill it. And then now he's getting a little back on, and then again, big bobble. And Angus just not able to get into the third outside zone. But second half of the track, Angus seems like he found his throttle foot again, stays in it, and manages to fill those last 2 zones quite well. But unfortunately for Angus, he's not going to be too happy with that run, I don't think.
No, I would definitely like another crack at it, but thankfully for Angus, he's going to have a little bit of time before competition as well. Get back under the hood of that vehicle there and check out and see what's going on. Maybe it is a vehicle issue in nature, but not our full committed run that we've seen from Angus Uhas in that first run. So, yeah, probably going to be a little bit lower of a score, I'd imagine. Hopefully he'll work his way back into that one. Probably going to chase first, if I had to guess.
That'd take a while, guess on that, yep.
Well, that's okay.
But I will say, watching practice, Angus a lot more comfortable in the chase. He was doing really good chase runs there and seemed to find his spot. So maybe just needing someone to sight in the entry a little bit to get his line right.
Right you are, Ken. So next up on the and that is a 0 for Angus Uhas, a 33. Oh, it's supposed to be a 33. Our screen says 0, but 33, no? Not a 0, 33. Okay, that has been confirmed. So 33 for Angus Uhas. Sorry about that. Some of the technology. Just kidding. It's just me. I'm the broken link in the technology. I read numbers, but then I just don't believe them. I don't believe in that. Craziness. Can you believe it? Math. They're just lying to us, bro. It's just all lies. But
it's all fake.
Up next on the line, it's Mr. Gaston Morrison in the Hard Knock Stunts SCG Performance S13. LS under the hood. Here we go. Pushing off of turn 3. Nice snappy initiation for Gaston. Working it up there. A little bit late to the throttle pedal, but now that he's found it, Gaston absolutely locked on here. Ooh, way off that second touch and go. Now trying to line up that second outer zone. Much better job in the infield for Gaston so far. Past the inside clip. Whoa! Brushing up into the wall. Not shutting her down, though. It's going to be a full pull. But blowing a hole in the ship a little bit too early, Andrew.
Gaston going for a little extra sauce into this last outside zone of the second last. So let's see what he starts it out, though, with a big flick. Gaston again getting a little saucy up in that outside zone, but managing to fill it well into the second outside zone. Gaston with a little bit of a shallower approach, but doing exactly what he needs to do here into the infield, filling this first outside zone in the infield, and then into the second half. Just a little too late on throttle for Gaston, getting into that bathroom wall. But I think, unfortunately, that's all she wrote after he straightened there. But Gaston managing to get back into drift and finish the run off. Unfortunate for Gaston, as it looked like a really good run leading up to that bobble into the bathroom wall.
As you can see here on the live picture, well, down another S13 tail light. At least those are getting cheaper.
Yeah,
that's good.
I think they make them in China now for nothing, so it works out well. Let's do a quick shout out for our sponsors here. We got Electric Media, Drift Enthusiast Magazine, Serial 9, Zestino, RaceGear.ca, Boost Factory Motorsports, SMS Equipment, Grip Royal, and Fish Tech Racing, and last but not least, Lordco Auto Parts. And with that, we have our score for Gaston, a 53. A 53 for Gaston on his second run. So, Team Hard Knock Stunts / Dark Lotus, unfortunately, qualifying run 2, little rough for Alex and Gaston. They're going to have to take some notes and then take those notes into our second round of practice here before competition. But before that happens, we do not have a car pulling up to the line. We are just checking out that that wall is safe and straight. Gaston, we call him the heavy hitter, so when he hits a wall, he's coming into it hard. That's not true. I just made that up. Gaston usually doesn't hit that many walls, but we are trying to be safe for the drivers because that wall is dangerous. So give us a couple minutes here as our track staff that is so willingly out here in the sunshine and heat work on that a little bit. Fun fact, Gaston hit the same wall in the same spot last year in the finals. So I was wrong again. Gaston known for hitting walls, specifically that one in that spot. Hopefully he can keep it off that wall for the rest of the day. If you stick around, you will find out.
All right, so it looks like the track staff are happy with what they found. Let's get a big shout out to the media members down there. What's up, media? How we doing? Okay, cool. Thank you, media. All right, next driver on the line is going to be your championship leader, Carlton McDonald, leading qualifying right now with a score of 88. See if anybody can push the envelope and try to give us our first 90 of the season. But Carlton McDonald right now with the highest qualifying score of the season and, hey, conveniently of the round so far. Did an amazing job in round 2 in a very wet, soaked Stratotech Raceway. Make sure to grab your tickets, of course, for Strato Bash 7, biggest drift party in Alberta. Andrew, I heard you were coming down for it.
I would love to make the trip. That is the plan this year, yes. Me and my wife really want to come out.
You can dirt drop at that track way more, buddy. A happy driftcation, of course, to all of those who celebrate. That was a pretty fun one to watch from afar. Gotta say, big shout out to Scooter the Long Ways. That was great.
Yes, Scooter's the Long Way. If we come to Strato Bash, we will bring the Scooter the Long Way.
Yeah, you're not allowed to show up without it. So here we go. Carlton McDonald sits on the line and ready to go in the nitrous outlet. Ford, Mustang, Mantis Angle, FDF Fab, Fuel Coilovers, and Jace Habik, of course, all pitching in to make this vehicle operate a little bit better. Jace just there for the vibes, man.
And man, does it operate good.
Carlton McDonald rolling it up through the gears here. Nice snappy initiation for Carlton McDonald. Starts up nice and high up on the wall and stays up there for the duration of the bank. Now he's got to get it slowed down, angled in. Perfect job to that touch and go for Carlton McDonald. Nice rotation of angle here for that second outer zone. Carlton McDonald, a man on the mission, driving like he's possessed. All gas right now for Carlton McDonald as he massages it in that final outer zone. The footwork was fancy. The run was great. Carlton McDonald's got to feel pretty good about that one.
I mean, how could you not? This first outside zone, Carlton, absolutely, man. Does he get right into it with all the angle? Huge flick again. Carlton starting the zone about 30 feet early and ending it about 50 feet too late. Just loves being up on that wall into this outside zone 1, carrying all the speed. Transitions smoothly into this third outside zone. Carlton painting the line. Again, another really aggressive flick for Carlton. Not getting as deep into that outside zone wall by the bathrooms, but I mean, it seems like it's paying off for him. He's managing to continue to fill that third and fourth, or I guess the last two outside zones there on the infield, and making it look good.
Very impressed with Carlton's car control on that one. The way he approaches each zone, fills, I'd argue, like 90% of each one, and left all of the cones standing. If I like it, our track staff likes it, so that definitely helps them.
I mean,
like to keep them on ice.
Carlton's been driving really good for quite a few years now, but this year it shows the level up, and I don't know if that's just with the nitrous, but I think in the what do they say, the game of inches between the ears there, seems like he's got the right mindset coming into this year in drifting.
An 83 for Carlton McDonald, so doesn't better his first score, but for consistency, you can't really argue with that.
280s in Spec-D is a good day.
Well, it's not too bad for Carlton McDonald. Of course, big sim drift guy. AccuTab Gaming Systems helping out with that program. Really, I like Carlton McDonald. A lot of questions in the drivers' chat on the event leading up to this, in the week leading up to this event. Just getting the sim practice in dialed. Not a big sim drifter myself. Sim racer, of course. But I just like going outside and hanging out with my friends for sim drifting. You know, it's once you got the butt feel, it's very hard to translate that into brain feel. So it's a big shout out to anybody who can do sim drifting. Pretty impressive, and I think I've heard murmurs from Dustin about some more possible Spec-D sim drifting competitions this winter.
Hey-o.
Oh, nice. So you stick tuned to Electric Media, and he'll have all the goods and prizes for you.
They are very fun comps. I've enjoyed them very much running them. I have not done good because I'm not a good sim driver. I'm not really a good driver either, but
you're pretty good on that scooter.
I'm great on the scooter, actually. Yeah, scooter the long way, the Sklimmo we like to call it.
I like it.
Looks like Jamie, though, having some issues getting this car started. They have been tossing an alternator belt. A little backstory to Jamie Tedesco. Been tossing this alternator belt all season. He's been running into different things. They just did a new setup for his belt, and they were hoping that was going to fix it, but still kept tossing the belt. So what do? They just decided to pull the alternator belt and just run the car off of batteries for this weekend. So they are figuring out how to get it going, but it looks like they might be shutting it down. They're driving back to the pits. Okay, we have confirmation. Jamie is broken something, and they are going back to the pits. So, last but not least, Clinton Renaud will be up for his qualifying run. Clinton, or Renault.
Like the French car. He's not the same size as a French car, and I don't think he has ever driven a Renault in his life. But
kind of got a French-Spanish
he is Clinton Renaud. And as you can see, it's still sombrero party mode. One of my favorite accessories.
Half decent, known for the sombreros on the car. They always have had him. And Clinton bringing that style with a bedazzled one into Spec-D here.
Well, let's see if the bedazzled sombrero can score him the top qualifying honors here at his home track. You'd definitely like to, as he's getting that heat in those front tires and the 240S XT, as it were. So here we go. Last qualifying run ahead of the tandem action here at round 3. Make some noise for your hometown hero, Clinton Renaud. He's going to need your hype to see if he can dislodge Carlton McDonald from the top spot as he sits ready to go off the line. Here we go. Twin turbo LS coming in hot. Nice snappy initiation for Clinton Renaud here. A little bit low on the bank, but that still doesn't waver his commitment as he's trying to pull this one back first. That first touch and go. Good snappy transition here for Clinton as we line up that second outer zone. Clinton Renaud on a squealer, as you would say. You can hear those Zestino tires begging for mercy on the rear axle. And Clinton Renaud, slam dunk, sends it home. Thank you very much. More than half decent, Andrew.
Definitely more than half decent. He will be bummed out about that bank run. Unfortunately, Clinton, after getting into the wall on the first run, I think he wanted to dial a little back, but a little too much back for Clinton. Just barely getting into this first outside zone. Actually, unfortunately, missing it with all his wheels. Then making it into this outside zone too. Clinton now pouring on the smoke in the infield here. Transitioning into the second and last part of this track. How does Clinton do? Great fill in outside zone 3 and 4. That's not what they're called, but that's what I keep calling them by accident. Clinton doing a good job. Unfortunately, though, first half of the run, Clinton just not being able to get all the way up into the bank. Tony, What are your thoughts on qualifying?
So, yeah, definitely, a little bit of a feeler for Clinton Renault there. I think he would like to do a lot better on his 2 qualifying runs. However, as we've been talking about throughout the show, that is going to give Clinton Renault probably the opportunity to chase first. And based upon what we saw at Stratotech just 2 short weeks ago, Clinton's very comfortable in the chase position in a wet, unknown track to him. So I'm very excited to see what he's going to be able to do to a dry, known track to him in the chase.
I think it'll be very exciting. Yeah, definitely an underdog coming this year into Spec-D, but like you said, when it's your home track, you can find that extra 10% and even 20 sometimes. So I'm excited to see what Clinton can pull out of the back of that truck. It looks like he can hold a lot back there, so hopefully he can pull something out of the back of it and make it happen this weekend.
Right on. Well, that concludes our qualifying with a score for Clinton Renault. 66 for Clinton Renault. Don't believe the graphics. They lie to you.
It's loading in.
Oh, they're just getting added in. So it's about as fast as math as I am. But it's a 66 for Clinton Renault to finish up his second run. So that concludes our qualifying portion of Spec-D Round 3, where no, Adam LZ has not gone yet. But we will be back at 5:30 for some more practice right before our top 8 tandem battles. And it's going to be a pretty cool practice session because we're actually going to be able to talk to our judges who definitely confirmed they would do it so far. So let's hope they don't get shy and I look like a silly guy and just have to hang out with Andrew for longer. But anyways,
That's a bummer.
if you're at home, go grab a drink. Go do whatever you want. Frankly, I don't care. Just be back here for 5:30 as we get ready for practice ahead of our top 8 competition. Thank you in the house for joining us here.
5:30 BC time.
That's right, 5:30 PST, I think it is, right? Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, BC time is not proper terminology.
That's okay. So thank you very much for joining us for qualifying. The stream will be back at about half an hour. We're going to get some food in our judges, get them all set, pampered, out of the sun, and ready to judge. So we'll be back with some more focused practice, and then we're moving into our top 8 battles. Don't go anywhere. Actually, go somewhere right now. Go grab a drink. Go grab some eats. If you're here in the stands, go grab some eats behind the seats, and we'll be back on track 5:30 local time for more Spec-D action. Thanks for joining us here.
ARP, the ultimate fasteners available for your entire car. 25% stronger than grade 8 hardware. Race car strength and show car looks. ARP makes serious bolts for serious applications. When failure is not an option, it's ARP. Shop the largest Canadian inventory of ARP at JB's Power Center in Edmonton and Calgary at the guaranteed lowest prices. Or shop online at jbspowercenter.com.
This is the Drift Logic Podcast, bringing you the drivers, their builds, and the raw behind-the-scenes action of drifting in the Pacific Northwest.
Drift Logic is brought to you by the BCDA and Spec-D.
Hey, this is Jared Deanda, the voice of Formula Drift, and we like to present to you the official Canadian Licensing Partner Series, Spec-D and BCDA Drift Series.
Built on the leading edge of safety technology, ZAMP offers a wide selection of helmets that can be customized to your taste. With tons of additional safety gear all built to the highest quality and safety standards, ZAMP racing equipment ensures your safety. Cutting-edge looks, value-priced, and safety, that's ZAMP. Get your ZAMP racing gear at JB's Power Center in Edmonton or Calgary or online at jbspowercenter.com.
JB's was built in Alberta, the province with oil in its veins and horsepower in its heart. Founded more than 50 years ago by Jim Bell. Jim created JB's with an undying passion for making vehicles look and perform better. To this day, we still strive to provide the best range of aftermarket parts, including complete engine assemblies, performance parts, truck accessories, car audio, and remote starters. With a huge selection and a full team of enthusiasts, JB's Power Center has been an obvious choice for decades. JB's Power Center, parts for enthusiasts by enthusiasts.
The most powerful thing here isn't made from iron and steel, but a partnership forged from collaboration, commitment, and sustainable solutions ensuring your success. At SMS Equipment, we are more than superior machines. We are the people behind them. The people beside you today and every day. Because the right partnership makes everything possible.